श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरद्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. Hare Krishna. So this is day 2. Unfortunately, last session. And then we'll have dinner and sleep. And then day 3, day 4, and Yatra over. Therefore, in the first session itself, I said it's very important to keep oneself enthusiastic, or else it will be at high level in the energy, and then slowly and steadily it will keep going down and down and down. And the last day it will be like, when will I go to Bangalore? So you all can come forward and pack yourself and don't be spaced out. In between also I want devotees to sit. Come closer. Here also, Abhijit Pro, come forward. We sang a very nice bhajan. Oh Hey Vaishnav Thakur. It's such an important fact that when it comes to us as sadhakas, there's no question of Krishna Prem and all that. Anyone has Krishna Prem here? You can give me if you have. What is Krishna Prem? What is that? There is no love for God as such. Maybe we might have little. Since we are 1/10,000th tip of the hair, that's what is the approximate size of the soul. And maybe our love for Krishna might be 1/10,000th tip of 1/10,000th tip of the hair. Yes. What to do? That's what is our state. But then one thing is there, that these great acharyas whom we have been hearing about, we heard about Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we heard about Srila Prabhupada, and we're going to hear about 3 more acharyas. One thing is there, that these people have Krishna Prem. These people have Krishna, and they can give us Krishna. Krishna se tomar, Krishna dete par, tumhara shakti ache. Krishna se tomar. Krishna is yours. Krishna dete paro. You can give me Krishna. Tomara shakati ache. You have the power to Krishna. Give me Krishna. And say the Acharya is asking, why should I give you? Why should I give you? And the devotee is saying, Ami to Kangala Krishna Krishna Boli Dhaitava Pache Pache. Oh, I'm a beggar, I don't have Krishna Prem, I don't have Krishna. This is such an important thing to note. We might be the best of the best, we might have a lot of education, and we might have a lot of, my socks is wet, I'm just removing. And we might have a lot of wealth. IYF boys, I think it's a wrong thing to say. But in future we might have, yes. We might have a lot of people around us who glorify us, that you're so rich, you're so wealthy or whatever. But one thing we have to understand, till the point we don't have Lakshmi Pati with us, we are not rich, we are beggars. So you're saying, Amito Kangal. So okay, but then I don't think I should give you Krishna Prem, I should give you Krishna. Say the Vaishnav Thakur is saying like that. So we are also not less. We are like those beggars, जो एक बार पीछे पड़ते तो छोड़ते नहीं. Krishna, Krishna boli dhai tava pache pache. I will not leave you, O Vaishnav Thakur. I'll be behind you calling Krishna, Krishna. Please give me Krishna. Please give me Krishna. So this is the mood of a devotee. He understands that these personalities have Krishna and they can give me Krishna. I don't have Krishna, so I'll be behind them. Please give me Krishna. Please give me Krishna. And trust me, this is the easiest way, to attain Krishna. There is no other way. It's very difficult. By one's own sadhana, what we will do? Even in this freezing cold also, if we can get sleep in chanting. So, the award to milna chahiye apne ko. You can imagine what is our pathetic situation. I was just contemplating with myself. Such a pathetic situation is ours. So by our own sadhana bhakti, what we will attain? We will not attain anything. Therefore, this is the easiest way. We just beg and pray to these acharyas when we go to their samadhi. Today we went to the samadhi of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. When you go to the samadhi of these personalities, you are actually meeting the person is there in that place. If you say, Hare Krishna, maybe Bhakti Vinod Thakur will also say Hare Krishna. It depends, how much intense we are in our mood. One thing is there, that these acharyas who are in spiritual world, the associates of Srimati Radharani and Krishna, they are eternally residing on this planet as well in their samadhis, just so that all of us can get their darshan and their reciprocation. Therefore, more than visiting the temples, at least personally what I prefer is going and visiting the samadhis and sitting there and chanting this bhajan, O Hey Vaishnav Thakur. What do we see? Like we went to our Panchtattva. How many of you went and took darshan now? Panchtattva, Radha Madhav. They're looking so beautiful, right? So beautiful. Their outfit was so beautiful. Their jewelry was so beautiful. That's what max we can see. Like, oh, glittering dress today Panchtattva is wearing. Gauranga Mahaprabhu is wearing green dress today. So this is what max we can see, but the actual personality, to take darshan and beg and pray and get the reciprocation is very difficult for us. What to do? For us to comprehend also is very difficult. About what do you mean by Sachidananda Vigraha Swarup? Very difficult. But then when it comes to these acharyas, they lived like us. Obviously they had their, their pure devotee aspect. At the same time, they had the aspect of human being. And we can relate to that. We cannot relate to Krishna picking up Govardhan mountain. But we can relate to Bhakti Vinod Thakur who slept only for 3 to 4 hours. We can relate. We can relate to these different acharyas who chanted a good number of rounds on the beads. We can relate. We cannot relate to Krishna dancing with 630 million gopis on the Rasa Sthali. Very difficult. We'll think, कैसे किए रहेंगे? But we can surely relate when our acharyas, they are sitting in the class of their spiritual master and they're attentively hearing and they're getting appreciation. Oh, this person likes to hear about Krishna. Like our Srila Prabhupada got that appreciation from his spiritual master Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Therefore, we have to hear about these acharyas, and one thing is there, more we hear about these acharyas, more we develop attachment to them, and if we develop attachment to the parampara, we are delivered. We are delivered. Because in spiritual life, attachment to spiritual personality is very important. Why?
Difficult to get attached to Krishna in our stage.
Okay, difficult to get attached to Krishna in our stage. What else?
We can mold our spiritual life in that way of how that spiritual personality.
Oh, I'm going to describe about Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. If you all can mold yourself like that. It's correct. We can get some inspiration to do our sadhana. What else?
We are attached to the spiritual personality. If we follow the instructions and move on their footsteps, then the attachment to the material world will be.
Okay.
There's one of these.
See, this is a very important thing. Till date, if we have some attachment, it's only material attachment. Do you all agree? Strong material attachment. Strong. Very, very strong material attachment we have. Therefore, a very important aspect is somehow we have to get strong spiritual attachment. And we can get attached to only those personalities whom we can relate to, whom we are indebted to. So in the way of expressing gratitude to them and in the way of begging from them the spiritual realizations, we can get connected to them, we can get that attachment to them. And if we can get attached to these personalities, oh, our life is successful. Life is successful because when we are attached to something, we will be reminded of that thing, that personality when we are in critical situation. Therefore, developing attachment to these great personalities is what all of us have to aspire for. At least this is what is my personal aspiration. If I can get attached to these personalities, Srila Prabhupada, his spiritual master's name? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. His spiritual master's name? Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. His spiritual master's name? Bhakti Vinod Thakur. His spiritual master's name? Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. And the 6 Goswamis, what are their names? Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Gopal Bhatta Goswami. If we get attached to any of them, so wonderful. I was hearing from His Grace Vidwan Gaurang Prabhu, he was saying that in foreign there is one Mataji. For her, life and soul is Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. She always speaks about Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. She wants to worship Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. And she is just attached to Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. And Prabhuji was telling me, we were having a personal discussion, and Prabhuji was saying her life is successful. She is attached to our Acharya in the Parampara. How wonderful, how great. So this attachment is needed. So today we are going to hear for next 1 hour about Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. These personalities are personally present in their pranam mantras. So let's invoke his presence by chanting his pranam mantra. Please repeat. Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Parambhojayate Namaha. So this is the pranam mantra. I'll speak about the pranam mantra as I speak about his various attributes and qualities. So I request all of you to be attentive and hear about this great personality. He appeared in East Bengal, now it's called as Bangladesh. This was in the year 1830. Somewhere in 1830s he appeared at that time on the banks of Padma river. Now he was married in a very young age. You can just imagine 1830 means child marriage at that time. He was married in a very young age. For 20 years he was a grihastha. And even during his grihastha life, he had so much of attachment to the Lord that most of the time he would spend doing devotional service. And some mishap happened and his wife died. Then and there at that point, he just left his home and he shifted to Sri Dham, Vrindavan. If some ordinary person would have been there, he would have cried, Chali gayi. और कोई मिलेगी कि नहीं? But I'm sure he might be very young. He's just 20 years of marriage, and say he's married at the age of 12 or something. He's just 32. Very young. But then he just left that place and he went to Vrindavan and he stayed there in Vrindavan. And during his Grahastha life, he worked. He worked as a broker in grain business. He was into that. And as he went to Vrindavan Dham, he took initiation. He took initiation from a personality called Srila Bhagavat Das Babaji Maharaj. And Srila Bhagavat Das Babaji Maharaj is the disciple of Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. You all remember this name, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj? And all the ones who have come for the first time and who have attended the class only for a few months, for them it will be difficult to remember so many names. So Prabhupada's guru is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And his guru is? Prabhupada's guru is Saraswati Thakur, his guru is Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, his Shiksha guru is Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. We're talking about them. So Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj's disciple is Srila Bhagavat Das Babaji Maharaj. And here Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, whom we are discussing about today, he took Babaji initiation from him. And during his initiation, obviously he got his Babaji Vesh. I'll discuss what is Babaji. He got a unique cap made up of tiger skin and he got a basket. Remember this, we'll come back to this again. So when it comes to him, he stayed in Vrindavan for 30 years. Can you imagine staying in Vrindavan? 30 years he stayed in Vrindavan. And during this time he visited a lot of pastime places in Vrindavan and around Vrindavan. During this time he went to Gaura Mandal also, that is he came here to Navadvip. And in Vrindavan, he became very, very famous as a great saint. See, in Vrindavan, okay, in Bangalore, say someone becomes a very big devotee. Then okay, understood. Okay. I remember in my college days. So, we were around 20 devotees. So, few devotees from B.Tech, few devotees from M.Tech, and I was the one who was initiated there. So then people would call me that Varishta Vaishnav. Now the sample space is only so less. और उसमें से देख रहे Varishta Vaishnav. And उसमें बेचारे एक माला कर रहे, दो माला कर रहे, and then they're like, Prabhuji, you chant 16 rounds. Oh, so great. Now let's talk about Vrindavan. Vrindavan, people normally chant 64 rounds. 64, 128, 192, ordinary. And some people just keep chanting all the time. ना उनको खाने का कुछ ख्याल आता है ना ही पीने का. Sleep and all is just कभी नींद आया तो सो जाएंगे. But they're so ecstatic chanting. And in that sadhu samaj, if someone can get a title as a great sadhu, he's actually very great. And he's our Acharya Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. He's our Acharya. Can you imagine? He became very, very famous and people awarded him the title Bhajananandi. See, everyone in Vrindavan is doing bhajan. But the one who is immersed completely in bhajan gets this title Bhajananandi. And our Acharya Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj got this title from other sadhus who were also immersed in bhajan. And they gave him the title Bhajananandi. We have to understand the difference between Bhajananandi and Goshtyanandi. Bhajanandi means the ones who are always immersed in their bhajan, chanting the holy names, thinking about the Lord, meditating on the Lord, like that. Bhajananandi. They are also called as Babajis. Babajis will not wear a saffron cloth. They'll be in white. But उनका थोड़ा style अलग होता है. They don't wear dhoti, they wear it just like we wear our gamchas, like that they wear their white colored stuff. And these Babajis, all the time they'll be immersed in chanting the holy names. They'll be least bothered about what is happening around, who is dying, how, what is happening in politics and which temple got inaugurated. Nothing. They are there in this own world altogether. And Goshtyanandis are the ones who are like Bhajananandis who also preach. This was a definition which Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave. So, bhajan, everyone has to do. And they go out to pull people into the realm of Krishna consciousness. They are called as Goshtyanandis. The preachers are called as Goshtyanandis. So Bhajananandis are the ones who are always immersed in bhajan. They don't think about preaching, but they preach by their own example. And Goshtyanandis are the ones who do bhajan, but they also go out exclusively and preach to people. What are you doing, useless people? Come to Krishna consciousness. Chant the holy names of the Lord. Anyways, you're going to hell. Take a U-turn and go back home, back to Godhead. So in this way, preachers, they go around and preach. So we will see in our parampara, there are Babajis and there are preachers. Or I can say Bhajananandis and Goshtyanandis. So our 6 Goswamis were completely immersed in bhajan. But they also preached by writing books. So they were Babajis. Jagannath Das Babaji. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was Goshtyanandi, but later on, towards the end of his life, he also took Babaji Vesh. Then we have Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. He was always a Babaji. Then we have Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Srila Prabhupada. They are always preachers. Anyone interested to be a Babaji? I have some contacts in Vrindavan, I can help you. But it's not easy. Early in the morning in this freezing cold, going and taking bath in the pond, in the kunds or in the river. इधर तो गर्म पानी के लिए buckets line में लगा के खड़े रहते हैं हम लोग. Can you imagine going out? At least when you have 4 walls, it is less cold. But going out in the open, and that too taking bath in a flowing river or in a pond, oh, it's a very big thing. And they do a lot of austerities. And Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj was like that. So there's a difference between Bhajananandis and Goshtyanandis. And Srila Prabhupada always said that in ISKCON he wants everyone to be a Goshtyanandi. You do your bhajan. Internally be a Bhajananandi and externally go around and preach. This is what is an instruction that we all have got. So now we have double work. We have to be a Bhajananandi also and Goshtyanandi also. And one thing is very important to note, that Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj was on a different platform of Krishna consciousness. And when he was on a different platform of Krishna consciousness, naturally ecstatic symptoms come in the body. Like crying profusely. See, for us, when we chant, sometimes we might get that feeling, oh Lord, please save me, and maybe one tear might drop from thy Krishna Prem. So we shouldn't get swayed by one tear. We're talking about profuse tears flowing, hair standing on end, now quivering, not because of the cold, because of the ecstasy, rolling on the ground, thinking about the Lord all the time. Ecstatic symptoms. But all our acharyas, all these great personalities who had Krishna, they always kept that within themselves. They never exhibited their symptoms outside at all. Whatever was there, that was in private. Outside, they will be very grave. Very grave. We'll hear more about these grave pastimes. Another very important quality of Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. He had no tinge of sense gratificatory desires. Too much, no? What do you mean by this? See, whenever we think about our own satisfaction, that's called as sense gratification. And for us as sadhakas, as neophyte practitioners, for us all the time we keep thinking about how can I keep myself proper? How can I do better sense gratification? But then when it comes to these personalities, they always keep thinking about one thing. How can I serve Krishna better? This is the mood. This is the difference between the two. The Siddhas, the perfected souls, they always think about how to serve Krishna better. And the neophyte devotees like us, we always think about how can I do sense gratification in a better way so that I can be happy. I. In one of the class, spiritual versus ritual, we were discussing about why we go to temple, why we do parikrama. Everywhere people are talking, to absorb energy. So I was saying, zoom. We go to temple and then absorb all the energy. Then I said, why do you touch the feet of others? Zoom. They were telling, to get energy from them. What nonsense. Why do you put tilak? Why? Absorbing energy. Everywhere, पूरे दुनिया का energy हमें चाहिए. Why do you want energy? To do better sense gratification. This is what is our current situation. But look at these personalities, these siddhas were only thinking about one thing, how to serve Krishna better. That's what makes them siddha. That's what makes them perfected being. Therefore, in Nectar of Devotion, Rupa Goswami says, Iha yasye harer dasye karmana manasa gira nikhilaswapi avasthasu jivan mukta sauchate. He's saying anyone who is engaged in the service of the Lord by kaya, vacha, manasa. Kaya means? Vacha? Manasa? So anyone who is engaging body, words and mind in the service of the Lord all the time, that person has to be considered liberated, perfected. That is the verdict that our Rupa Goswami is giving. So in this way we see that this is the difference between the two. And Srila Gaur Kishodas Babaji Maharaj was busy in his bhajan in Vrindavan Dham. And then the news comes from Navadvip. See, Vrindavan, Navadvip and Jagannath Puri, these three are always connected. Devotees keep going. Gaudiya Vaishnavas keep going to these places. So he got the news, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, he got the news that the appearance place of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is restored by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So please come. And Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj was involved in this entire thing. We'll hear about this pastime more. So when he came to Vrindavan, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, he told Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, you should go to Navadvip Dham. And he didn't ask anything, he just left. So this was in the year 1897. At that time, Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj was 60 years old when he came to this place, Navadvip Dham. And it is described that he lived in this place till his last breath. He left his body in 1917. Approximately he was 80 at that time. 80 or 19, between that. He was there in this place. These are our acharyas, who has spent only time in Vrindavan and Navadvip. No question of Bangalore. No metropolitan city. Can you imagine staying in Dham and being absorbed in bhajan? Thinking about the Lord, worshipping the Lord? These are our acharyas. This makes them very special. Because only thing that they have done in their entire life is serving Krishna. Staying in Dham. One of the qualities of a personality in Bhava Bhakti is Pritistad Vasati Sthale. The one who wants to stay in the pastime place of the Lord. And these are the personalities. 30 years in Vrindavan. Approximately 30 years in Navadvip. Such a wonderful thing. Such a wonderful thing. हम लोग आते 5 दिन के लिए. Struggling somehow taking leave from the office. Some boys were saying that I'm not getting leave. I was talking to a congregation devotee because we have Yatra in April. So I said, Prabhu, you're coming for the Yatra? Well, Prabhu, max I can get 3 days leave. उससे ज़्यादा नहीं मिलेगा. I said, Prabhu, you're already touching 60. अभी क्या करे Prabhu ji? This is the case. Another devotee I spoke. He's 65 plus. And then he was very annoyed and then frustrated. He came to me to talk something. And then he revealed something which I felt very bad. He said that I'm disturbed because my wife and my kids are saying don't chant. अभी तो time है आपके पास. 65 plus. Then what is no surprising when someone comes and tells us अभी time है आपके पास. And he was telling वो उन लोग को लगता है कि मैं घर छोड़ के चला जाऊंगा. Then I got really angry. मैं बोला छोड़ के जाओ फिर. क्या कर रहे हो घर पे? जाओ. 65 के भाई, what are you doing sitting at home? Get out. And he started looking at my face. What's wrong with this? Now I'm just saying that how people are stuck in their life, and look at our acharyas. The only thing that they have done is only devotional service. There is nothing called as any other activity apart from devotional service. This makes them special. This makes them special. And talking about his renunciation. Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagya Murtaye. So Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj is called as personification of renunciation. Vairagya Murti. Please hear about his renunciation. Talking about his food. He will go around and beg sometimes, and whatever dry things he would get, he would eat that. To tell more about what dry things he would eat, say someone gives the grains, rice. not cooked, uncooked rice. He would soak that in the water and eat that without cooking. And he'll have chilies. If someone gives chilies, uske saath chilies. And sometimes he would just go to the banks of Ganga and just eat the mud there. बस हो गया, पानी पी लिया, मिट्टी खा लिया, पेट भर गया. And then when it comes to when he would collect, and sometimes when he was cooked, when he would cook, he would get some earthen pots which are thrown by the people on the street. He would get that and he would wash it, and in that he will cook, and that he will take, sometimes, very rarely. Talking about the clothes, so Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj, such a great Vairagi, that he would go to a place where the cremation ceremony takes place. Dead body, cloth will be put on that, and then before cremation some cloths are removed and thrown. That cloth he would take, wash it in Ganga, and then wear it around. And sometimes he would wear these clothes which will be torn. Sometimes he will be naked also. Different personality, different platform. And the only possessions that he had was his tulsi beads around the neck, kantimala, and his chanting beads. And I was very shocked when I was reading this, that he also had books of Narottam Das Thakur. Prarthana and Prema Bhakti Chandrika. He had these books. And one of the things that Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj would be doing is, he would never accept service from anyone. Anyone would come to do any service, he would never accept. He will be always independent. And a very, very important thing, that he will use those things which are discarded by people. So people will not have any problem. So completely independent, no service from anyone, no desire for puja la pratishtha, nothing. Vairagi. He's called as Vairagi. So in that book which I was reading about Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj, there it is said that the Vairagya or the renunciation of Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj reminds the devotees about one Goswami, and his name is Raghunath Das Goswami Maharaj. So we will hear about Raghunath Das Goswami when we go to Jagannath Puri. We will hear about him next year. Another level of renunciation altogether. And when it comes to his education, he was not learned Sanskrit scholar, but he knew the purport of the entire scriptures. He understood the essence and he was practicing the same. See, one thing is very clear in Krishna consciousness, it's not about how many verses we mug up and how many different purports we mug up. That doesn't mean that we stop studying. We have to study Shastra. But the point is that only by studying Shastra we cannot understand the Shastra. We cannot understand the crux and the essence. Only when Lord showers His mercy and He reveals Himself in our heart, then it is possible to understand the Lord. Tesham evanu kampartham aham ajnanajam tamaha nashayami atma bhavasto jnana deepena bhashvatah. When Krishna is very pleased with us, this is what He does. He removes the darkness from the heart and He lights the lamp of knowledge in our heart. That is the time we say the person is self-realized, or the person is realized, he has got realizations. And Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj, completely realized soul. And he had various mystic powers also. All the pure devotees, they have mystic powers. All the perfected beings, they have mystic powers. All the siddhis, the 8 siddhis, they are at the feet of a pure devotee. But they don't exhibit all that. Mukti Devi and Siddhi Devi, they are standing and they are begging and praying to the pure devotee, please accept us, please accept us. And the pure devotee, he looks at them and says, time nahi hai sabke liye. I'm busy serving the Lord. And here Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj, sometimes he would manifest his siddhis. Just by looking at the person, he would scan the person and he would tell what sort of hypocrite the person is. Daravna, na ekdam? Just imagine we stand in front of such a pure devotee and he keeps looking at like this. And after some time he opens his mouth and he says, you hypocrite, yesterday you did this particular sin and I know that. And just imagine if he speaks that in the mic in front of everyone. Sabha mein nanga kar diya. In fact, many times about Prabhupada also this is told, that he would just look at the devotee and he'll tell about the devotee's character, what sort of person is. My God. And even there are many Prabhupada's disciples who do this. Just by looking at. Therefore, whenever I go in front of Prabhupada's disciple, I always shiver. Abhi pata nahi kya bol denge ye log. They look at us and then, oh, I'm getting contaminated. Let me not look at this person now. Go away. That is their mood when they look at us. So it's very important to note that these personalities, they are at next level altogether, where they can see through the person. See through the person. So tomorrow when we are going to the Samadhi of Gaura Kishore Babaji Maharaj, we can beg and pray to him, you can see through me, I know that. Please purify me, please bless me. So that I can also get rid of these contaminations and I attain Krishna Prem like you have. One should be we should be in a begging mood when we're going in front of the Acharya. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Gaura Kishore Babaji Maharaj's disciple, he writes a very important thing. He says, innumerable persons accepted the Babaji dress and acted as devotees of the Lord. But actually they were imposters, far away from being real sadhus. Many people accepted this sadhu bhesh, this Babaji bhesh, but then they were doing all nonsense. Srila Gaura Kishore never accepted such a false way of life. His sincerity was apparent in itself. His loving attitude was such that even when he obtained a very opulent offering, his renunciation predominated. In all these acharyas, we will see one quality which all of us have to imbibe, and that is sincerity. Sincerity of purpose, sincerity in their practice. One thing which I always keep saying in most of the classes is somehow or the other we have to become sincere to the core. When we read something from the Shastra, we have to implement that sincerely. When we hear something in the Bhagavatam class, we have to implement that sincerely. In Krishna consciousness, no one is going to look at us. What we think, only we know, and Krishna knows. And unfortunately, Krishna doesn't speak to us. And he doesn't go and tell others that, no, this person is like this. But only we know what we are. So sincerity is very important in Krishna consciousness. And we understand very clearly that any devotee who is sincere to the core, that devotee will advance like anything in Krishna consciousness. Very important. So here we see that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati is glorifying his spiritual master's sincerity. And then he says that Srila Gaura Kishore Babaji never displayed any distaste for those persons who were inimical to him. He also never manifested any special affection for those very dear to him. He would often express himself saying, very important line, please hear. Maharaj would say that in this material world I am all alone in my service to Lord Krishna. Everyone is worshipable by me. This is the quality of a great devotee. He understands, koi nahi hai is dunya mein mera. Only Krishna is mine. And my service to him is what is my job description. And everyone in this world are worshipable because all of them are part and parcel of the Lord. Look at the mood. Look at the mood. We are not at this level, but we aspire to go to this level. Now please always remember this. Now Srila Gaura Kishore Babaji Maharaj, today when we went to Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Samadhi, how many of you saw Gaura Kishore Babaji Maharaj? Okay, everyone saw. Yes, there was a photo, only face was seen. Yes, that was the Bhajan Kutir of Gaura Kishore Babaji Maharaj. This was in the year 1898 when Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur built a Bhajan Kutir for him. वो खुद बांध नहीं रहे थे. He was busy in his own world, in his own renounced mode. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur built that, therefore in his campus, in the house campus itself, there is Bhajan Kutir of Gaura Kishore Babaji Maharaj. So sometimes he stayed in that place, the Bhajan Kutir which was built for him. Sometimes he stayed in Surabhi Kunj where all of us danced today in the afternoon and had the feast. And he performed his bhajan. In 1898, he also initiated Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So tomorrow morning, we'll hear about the glories of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and how he got initiated from Gaura Kishore Babaji Maharaj. Very amazing scene. It's almost like a movie scene where Saraswati Thakur is going again and again to Gaura Kishore Babaji Maharaj and he's saying that please give me initiation. And Gaura Kishore Babaji Maharaj is saying, I'll ask Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and get back to you. Rest, tomorrow you hear. I'll not be the spoiler. And the best thing about these personalities are they are very eager to hear about Krishna. All those devotees who are eager to hear about Krishna, they will advance in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, whenever we get opportunity like this to sit and hear about Krishna and his devotees, we should sit and hear eagerly. We should hear very nicely, because that will actually purify us. That will actually take us closer to Krishna. And look at Gaur Kishoredas Babaji Maharaj eagerness to hear. He would sit in the class of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and he would eagerly hear what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is speaking. Now, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is still Guru of Gaur Kishoredas Babaji Maharaj, Shiksha Guru. But sometimes Gaur Kishoredas Babaji Maharaj would go and sit in his disciples' class, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's class. Somewhere far he'll sit behind and he'll be hearing with rapt attention. And it is described that in one of the class, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was speaking about a pure devotee. Who is a Siddha, who is a perfected soul, who has attained Krishna Prema, was describing about that. And then he pointed and he said, my spiritual master Gaur Kishoredas Babaji Maharaj, who is sitting in this assembly, is that personality who is the personification of Vairagya and who has attained Krishna Prema. If you want to know what it means to attain Krishna Prema, look at my spiritual master. And at that time, Babaji Maharaj got up and he left the class. No puja la pratishtha. I don't want to hear any glorification about myself. Wow. Amazing. Now, if someone is eating food like this, soaked rice, not cooked rice, soaked, which many people from Orissa eat like that. Cooked rice they soak and then they eat the next day. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about grains soaked. Kacha grain soaked, and he would eat that with chili sometimes. Sometimes brinjal, raw brinjal. I don't know if he was putting salt also. So his Shiksha Guru, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he tried his best to regulate his diet. But kuch fayda nahi hua. It remained the same. And the eyesight started deteriorating. Of Gaur Kishoredas Babaji Maharaj, the eyesight started deteriorating. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, who was his disciple, only disciple of Gaur Kishoredas Babaji Maharaj, he was begging and requesting that let's go to Kolkata and let's get these eyes treated. But then Gaur Kishoredas Babaji Maharaj was firm and he would say that I will never go to the illusory universe called Kolkata. So Kolkata equals to Delhi equals to Mumbai equals to? Oh, everyone knows. Please remember, we are staying in Maya Nagari. And we have to be very, very careful when we are staying there. See, when we are coming here like this in Mayapur, there's not much there's no distraction as such. I don't think there'll be any space for distraction. And one of the reasons why we designed the schedule like that is only for this, so that we don't get distracted. But when we are there in Bangalore, we see that distraction is everywhere. Devotees do come and say, especially youth boys, they do come and confess that it's so difficult to be focused on Krishna consciousness. So difficult. Therefore, these great souls, they would never go to these metropolitan cities. They'll be happy in their dham stay. Therefore, I always say, whenever, especially working boys who are there here today, in this dham, for you, when you come to dham, the only thing that you have to be thinking about is, these are the 5 days distraction free. Let me focus on the sadhana bhakti and let me not get distracted, because full life is distracted only. These 5 days, 2 days, 3 days, whatever yatras we have, this is only meant to be focused all the time. Only meant to be focused all the time. 2 din to chale gaye. Hey, bache 3. So we have to try our best, and trust me, it's not easy. Do you all agree? To be focused all the time, is it easy? Even in dham it is difficult. But somehow we have to be conscious and tell ourselves, only 3 days are remaining, let me be focused, let me attend Mangalarti, let me chant nicely, let me attend the classes nicely, attentively, let me go to those darshan places and look at those places properly and have that photographic memory, so that when I go back to Bangalore, this is called as bliss of a devotee. This is called as blessing of the dham. When we are sincere, dham will bless us with those different images of different pastime places of the Lord and his devotees. Kolkata and treat your eyes. One day Bhaktivinoda Thakur, please go to Kolkata and treat your eyesight. Look at the response now, please hear carefully. Srila Gaur Kishoredas Babaji Maharaj, he says, I will never accept disciple Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati as Prabhu. Downing. And literally, when he heard this, he started saying, I'll drown myself, and ran towards the river. Now today you all saw Bhakti Thakur's house, and then we have a river flowing. Yes, that's also called a Saraswati river. So he ran towards Saraswati river, and for 45 days he was missing. And after 45 days he comes back, and then he says, he suddenly appeared, and everyone was astonished. And suddenly he says, I can't achieve Sri Krishna by killing myself. Nevertheless, I cannot tolerate anyone serving me. एकदम swag है हमारे आचार्य का that I cannot attain Krishna by killing myself. Amazing. And he lost his eyesight and he lived a life of being blind. Look at his strictness. Even in this state, even when he was 70, he would not accept even a drop of water. And other days, also called as Hari Vasara. Very. So obviously we cannot do like this. We cannot stay without drinking water. But at least we can stay without eating grains. And without eating grains means we have so many other items to eat. We have fruits, we have milk, we have dry fruits, and then if you come to our ISKCON Bhakti Center, AECS layout, you'll have morning feast, evening feast. Yes. I had come to Mayapur, this was 2018. There was a meeting, ISKCON Leadership Sangha, leaders from all over the world had come. So Harikshap who got me also. I was a chutku person there in the entire big assembly. And it was Ekadashi, one day. And then we thought, what will be there? Some boiled peanuts and this one. And we went there and the 30 items kept. There were idlis and dosas and sweets, and morning also we had feast, evening also we had feast. And next day we forgot it was Ekadashi. Yesterday was Ekadashi. So there is no problem. Eat if we cannot, but we should do Ekadashi. Very, very important. And see how much importance our acharyas are giving for Ekadashi. Therefore, the center, and you can have the subject that is mouth is watering, different thing, and far we're going to repeat. We're going to go to these different places where these personalities are not there to bless all of us. Tomorrow we're going to go. So when you get up tomorrow morning at 3 o'clock, you should get up with full enthusiasm. Today we're going to get darshan of these different wonderful places. So he was staying, our Saraswati Thakur was staying for some time here, for 2 years. And especially when Gaura Kishore Babaji Maharaj was blind at that time. So please hear what happened. Early morning one day, Gaura Kishore Babaji Maharaj came to Yoga Peeth. So Gaura Kishore Babaji Maharaj was staying in a place called Kulia, which is far from this place. And at that time, no one traveling from Kulia Gram to this place, Mayapur. Why? Because in between there's a river. There was a river and there was no boats, those were there to cross. And there's no point of walking because the path that was there was very rough. Siddhanta is completely astonished. Firstly, this person is blind. Second, and there's no question of boats, and there's no question of boats in that river at all to Siddh. Gaura Kishore Babaji is saying, someone showed me the proper way. Bas, full stop. Uske baad kuch nahi hua. Who would bring you to such a long distance by? He didn't say anything. And Sri Thakur is saying, I am sure that this is Krishna. And Gaura Kishore Babaji Maharaj is laughing again. Bapre, this is a transcendental discussion. When I was reading this, I was getting goosebumps. Two siddhas, two perfected beings are discussing. One person is blind, he has crossed in the middle of the night a big river and he has come. And here another siddha is saying, I am sure it is Krishna who got you here. And another person is agreeing to it and then he's laughing. See, Gaura Kishore Babaji Maharaj was blind. Even at that time, he was able to scan through people. So two pastimes I would say. One pastime, maybe. And this personality, please hear this carefully. He used to externally display that he has got Krishna Prem. He was not even able to walk. When he used to walk, he would need some help. And his friend would always take him and go around. Everyone knew that he's a very great friend. Says, Babaji Maharaj, he's a great landlord. He said he's always in Krishna Prem ecstasy. Can you please explain the purport of the samvad between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai that took place in South India? The purport of the discussion between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and through. So people asked him that Babaji Maharaj speaks and he says, Then he says, one should perform devotional service in such a way that his deep attachment fuel, a chaste wife becomes very embarrassed. In the same way, when one has real devotion for the Supreme Lord and becomes elevated to the love of Godhead, he always feels embarrassed to exhibit symptoms of ecstasy and always keeps such symptoms hidden. So in this way, we see that Gaur Kishore's Babaji Maharaj was very heavy on this point. Very heavy. Anyways, we don't have any problem with this. Because ना कोई ecstasy है, ना हम जाके share करेंगे किसी से. So I think we can follow Gaur Kishore's Babaji Maharaj very nicely. One last pastime I would like to say and end today's discussion. This is called as ultimate vairagya of Gaur Kishore's Babaji Maharaj. Hear this carefully. So sometimes Gaur Kishore's Babaji Maharaj would stay in a dharmashala called Navadvip Dharmashala. So one day the owner of Dharmashala, they came there. His name was Mr. Girish, accompanied by his wife. They both came. Mr. Girish and his wife, they came to that place. And when they came, at that time, see naturally these different grihasthas, no, they would have a lot of desire to serve sadhus. And this is a natural thing that grihasthas should have. Whenever they meet a sadhu, they should be in the mood to serve a sadhu. A renunciant, I'm talking about. So naturally these two, Mr. Girish and his wife, they came and they wanted to serve. They wanted to serve this personality, Gaur Kishore's Babaji Maharaj. And they said that Babaji Maharaj, we want to build a bhajan kutir for you. Already spiritual master built one place, he left that and he has gone to another place. And here they are requesting, we want to build a bhajan kutir for you. And at that time he started saying, see, already there are so many people who come and disturb me. Babaji Maharaj give me blessing, give me blessing. If you build bhajan kutir, then it will be an official place, residence of Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj. So I don't want that. Can you please do me one, if you really want to build a bhajan kutir, then I request you that please give me a place. Please give me a place in your public toilet. So they had some place where people would come and use the toilet. Please give me one place in public toilet. So for your information, there were two latrines which were there. And there were two small, very, in a pathetic situation, two rooms were there. And these two personalities were hearing that, please give me a latrine to stay. And they were like completely baffled to hear this. And again, they asked Babaji Maharaj, what are you saying? He said, if you want to build a bhajan kutir, this is what you have to do. And then they were very scared. What to do? We want to serve him. So they actually gave that toilet to him. Out of the two, they gave one. And externally they renovated the place. Internally they didn't renovate because they were knowing if we renovate the place internally, now you paint it and put a fan and AC and other things, Babaji Maharaj will not be happy. Externally they renovated. And they told Babaji Maharaj that any time when your servants come, there were no servant, but any time anyone comes who wants to meet you, these two rooms are there besides this. Your new bhajan kutir, these two rooms are there. So you can stay, you can ask them to stay here. Babaji Maharaj stayed in a latrine. And he would, obviously one person can only enter there. And what he would do inside, he would chant the holy names of the Lord very intensely. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Next level. Person is blind, he's staying in a latrine, chanting the holy names. Even in that blind state, please hear how great our acharyas are. One person came and started staying in that room which was there besides this latrine. And Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj would chant Hare Krishna inside, and this person would imitate Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj, thinking that people would think that I have some connection with him. I'll also get some reputation. So he would be chanting like that. One day, Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj, when this person was chanting, he was also chanting, and both of them were able to hear their chanting. So Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj loudly said, what do you think? I don't know what sort of imposter you are? You're staying in this room, and those people who come and give the donation to me, keeping it outside my bhajan kutir, which was a toilet, you take that and you use it for yourself. What do you think? I don't know. You go to different places in Navadvip to have illicit sex with so many females. And then he went on and on and on. And then finally he said, get lost from this place. And what do you think? That person will remain in that place? He ran away from that place. This is our Acharya. Blind, complete Vairagi, and at the same time, he is there in some place and he is able to tell about this person what is happening. And then this person realizes that yes, this is what I was doing, and he runs away from that place. These are genuine sadhus, dear devotees. Genuine sadhus. Whenever I read about our acharyas, I get goosebumps. And I always think, I don't know what I did. Somehow I got connected to this parampara. Every sadhu in our parampara is genuine, every sadhu. And all these sadhus lived in Navadvip Dham. And we are so fortunate that we have come to this place and we are going and visiting their Samadhi mandirs and offering our obeisances. And these sadhus are so very merciful that you ask them anything, they will bless you with that. Anything spiritual, they will bless you with that. And therefore, one thing is there, that all these acharyas, they are setting an example for all of us. They're setting an example that how intensely we should be practicing devotional service. Obviously, we cannot do this. Please don't try this at home. You go to a place and then you're going to a PG and then the person is asking that you want one sharing, two sharing. I just want toilet. बताओ कितना होगा उसका? We cannot do all this. We cannot ignore our health by eating soaked grains and all that. But one thing that we can do is we can take inspiration from them, that what sort of renunciation that these people have, first. Second, what sort of mood they have when it comes to practicing bhakti and serving the Lord. And three, whenever we remember these personalities, we should feel very grateful that since they were genuine in our parampara. Many times people say, Prabhuji, in the line, if someone, if they change the message, then, Arey Baba, message kaun change karega? Who will transform? Who will change the message? Those people who have some ulterior motive, they will change the message. These people who are sitting in toilet and chanting, they will change message or what? They will change message. What ulterior motive they have? They are wearing clothes which are put on the dead bodies. They are eating food, whatever they get, they are eating the dust of Ganga. And they're staying here in toilet and chanting the holy names, being blind. They will change message for what? They're running away from all pujala pratishtha. They don't want to come in public and display their ecstasies. How will these personalities, selfless souls, change the message in the parampara? Therefore, I always say, whatever message is coming in the parampara is pure, genuine. And we, devotees, sadhakas, we have no ways to verify that. But one thing that we can verify is the genuine mood of these sadhus. And we understand when we read their life sketch, they are genuine. The only thing that we have to do is accept the message that is coming in the parampara and give this life to the parampara. When we were looking at that Adbhut Mandir, which is there in front, only thing that was coming to my mind again and again and again is, oh, devotees in this parampara, my life is for you. And I was thinking how this life can be given to this parampara. Don't you think it's worth to give this life to this parampara? In whatever way we can. In whatever way we can. By preaching maybe a little bit. If say we cannot preach, by practicing bhakti intensely at least. When we are practicing bhakti intensely, you know what? All these acharyas in the line, they'll be very, very happy, very, very pleased. And if we attain Krishna, you know who will be happy? All these people will be happy. And I always say this. Say by chance, if Kartikeya Das attains Krishna, these acharyas will remove their uttari and then, oh, this person attained Krishna, this person who had no chance of going back home back to Godhead. Can you imagine Gaura Kishore Babaji Maharaj removing his uttari in the toilet and therefore I always say, if you want to give pleasure to these acharyas, become a pure devotee. I'm not. I'm also aspiring to be a pure devotee. Our aspiration is genuine. We beg and pray to these acharyas to bless us. If we really want to please these acharyas, we cannot do anything for them. What can we do for these vairagis? What can we do for these vairagis? His disciple was not able to serve him. Saraswati Thakur was not able to serve him because no service he was accepting. What service can we do to them? But one service that we can do is by becoming a pure devotee. By attaining Krishna, Krishna Prem, we can please these acharyas in our parampara. How many of you want to please our acharyas in the parampara? So when you go tomorrow to meet Gaur Kishodas Babaji Maharaj, remember this and begin pray to him. Krishna se tomar, Krishna dete par, tomara shakati ache. You have Krishna, you can give me Krishna. Yes? And I alone cannot chant the holy names. You please bless me. I don't have strength alone to chant the holy names. You please bless me. That Shraddha which you have in the holy name, that even in the toilet you can sit and chant in that blind state. Oh, Vaishnav Thakur, please bless me with one Shraddha Bindu, one drop of faith. Please bless me. And if Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj blesses us, bas, life ban jayega ekdam. Yes? So I request all of you that tomorrow when we go to meet Gaur Kishodas Babaji Maharaj, please beg and pray to him. We'll also meet his disciple Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Tomorrow we'll hear about him in the morning. So when you're meeting these two personalities, please offer your intense prayers. We are also going to go to a bhajan kutir of Bhakti Vinod Thakur, which is there nearby. So even in bhajan kutir, see these acharyas. Why these bhajan kutirs are also worshipped? Because the leelas of the acharyas also eternal like the pastimes of the Lord. So they are present in their bhajan kutir doing their bhajan. So we can go and disturb them a bit. Hare Krishna koi hai andar? And then we tell our desire to them that I am so and so fallen soul coming from Bangalore. Please bless me so that I can advance in devotional service. So tomorrow we're going to visit all these acharyas, and day after tomorrow we'll be visiting one more acharya, that is Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. उनके बारे में भी सुनेंगे, and then पता चलेगा how was his chanting. I like to be a spoiler and tell one thing, that how great our acharyas are. When Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj would chant, Hare Krishna Mahamantra would appear on the leaves of the tree under which he would sit and chant. Can you imagine that? These are our acharyas in the parampara. Thank you very much. Gaudiya Vaishnav Parampara ki, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki, Sakshad Vairagya Murti Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj ki. Jai. Any questions?